Hello again.
Mm-hmm.
And today we are doing investigation session with Efisia. So Efisia is going to a hypnosis, and please take a comfortable position
Mm-hmm.
and close your eyes, and I will count from 10 to 1, and you will be getting more and more relaxed as I count. Yeah. 10. Take a deep, deep breath slowly. 9. You feel your body relaxing. 8. Your body can release every tension it has. 7. You are going deeper and deeper. 6. 5. 4. Relax. 3. You are going to the etherical field and you can start feeling something there. 2. 1. Now I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and you will get the information from the etheric field. 1. You are deep in there. 2. 3. Now I have the question for you. Just read the information, tell the information you receive. Was there a time when a human being did not die? If they could live like forever, do you see something?
Jesus.
You see Jesus was okay. When was it?
Well, more than 1,000 years ago.
Okay. Is death some kind of creation induced mechanism, or is it a natural process?
Death is only what the humans want to believe. That death is just a creation of humans. Because animals, they die, they born like humans, and they die like animals. So in order for human to believe in their own creation, they have to separate death and birth, birth and death.
But Could you explain me more? Why did they create that? What was the purpose?
The purpose was to basically to create in humans their own energy food, and they create a chain of survival species that they can able to create reproduction. And because the earth is just a globe, uh, was our creation to create a mechanism in order to don't to this mechanism doesn't break. And we needed a chain, so the human, they are perfect to create this chain in connection with the animals and with the other beings in the earth, without create a big pollution that can break the system or the planet.
Okay. Can you please check the moment when the death was creating? Like, I want to know how did they do that? What was the process? How?
The, pro- the process was chemical created in order to grow and in order that the new souls or beings can use another body that we can call dress, and they can renew and work with the different bodies and DNAs. So it's important that they use as many bodies or dresses possible in order to create the perfect body in this cosmos, in this planet, and in the solar system.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
it's not possible without death. So death was created in order to create a new organic bodies,
Okay.
more stronger.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is perceived during the disconnection from the physical body over time?
Um, this connection is just is when you take off a warm coat from your naked body. The same is for when we get out from a human body.
Can there be causes that disturb or interfere with the process of passing?
Um, in the Earth, in this planet, um, there are a lot of thieves, and that thieves there are the other entities, other beings, where they want our clothes, because our clothes are made with different material, and is one of the best. So we find other entities that they want to know and to make copies of our clothing, which they know why they are so resistant. So when we leave this body, we want to make sure this body, the clothes deteriorates in order to don't give to the other beings the code to create another body for their own. This is why we stopped the body to stay preserved, as to be disintegrated or destroyed by other beings, animals, or other forms of destruction inside of the planet. Everything is made in order that can deteriorate it, that can evaporate it as well. So we can only we we or we can use our dress, our body, with these animal, with these insects, if anything that we create is our creation. And when we start to be in this planet, we were the perfect dress. It was the only one exist in existence in the universe. And since then they wanted to steal from us. They want to know how we find the material, the gene, the, the
Mm-hmm.
genetical codes. They wanted to know where we find all the first quality materials to create this perfect dress in this perfect
Mm-hmm.
body. So we
Okay.
made this sure we don't leave any. It's like when you create. I don't know. You know the Coca-Cola. Nobody knows how to do the
Mm.
Coca-Cola. Is a secret. Everybody try to make copies. Pepsi is is like cola, but it's not Coca-Cola. So, and this is just to make you example of what we are. So everybody try to make a copy of us, but it's impossible because only us we have the formula, the original formula.
Okay. Does the way one dies influence the phase of passing?
Can be only influenced with our energy.
Mm-hmm. How is that?
So if we don't have enough knowledge and experience in this planet, we tend to, or maybe with our map to come back where we come from is stolen or is destroyed and it was basically in one of pocket of this dress. Basically, the entity they stole this map and they not allowed us to find our way back. This is why we lose direction, and then sometimes we are subject to abduction, and
Mm-hmm.
then when we need to connect um, with other brother and sister, if you want to call,
Mm-hmm.
they call souls or other energy for our DNA to come to help us. In fact, many of us they are already been released, and many others they waiting for us to go to help them to release. This is the impact that can be imprisonment, and this is the most painful impact for us, not to lose the human body.
Mm-hmm.
The
But why
pain. mm,
why they're doing that? Why they don't want us to come back? Where are we from? Or somewhere else?
who
Um, at the beginning of the answer, you said that they don't want us to go.
come
Um,
back to come
mhm.
back where we belong.
Yes.
They don't want because they still looking for the boss. They're looking for the leader. So they are still hoping to find the number one, or at last the number, the most powerful in the hierarchy of us, which we are the most stronger. We are between 5 and 10. The number one, it never is impossible to be caught. But there are other 8 and 9 that they still have the ability to, you know, to go anywhere. So I think they are very very strong. It's like we working. We are always the same leader, but we have the ability um, to be travelers, and this is why the other entities they try to, to abduct us, but we are too strong, too powerful. So they think if at last one of us can be imprisoned, you know,
Mhm.
or be trapped in somewhere, even frozen, they can uh, they can take all the DNA and so all the secret of why we created humans, why we created even why we because we know other informations, we know many many things. We are very very aware of our power. But when we send our creations in the earth as a human bodies, which we have a purpose for that, because we created the planet, the beings want to know why we sending cells of ourselves in the planet. What is the reason? So they want to know why, and they basically want what we have.
Mhm. Okay. Are there any conditions or factors? Well, you have mentioned some, but still, are there any conditions that can hold the energy of the deceased, the person who have died, in the dimension he left behind?
Um, yes, usually the energy they live in the earth basically is they failures. Basically the failures and the misunderstandings, and they basically the incomplete job that they had, or purpose they had when they had this duty to be alive. So when they don't complete their job, they tend to leave always a part of the energy in order to collect when they come back.
Mhm. Okay, thank you. Can burial, cremation, inhumation, mummification, or each influence a person who has died?
No,
Okay. Are there any human beings on earth who are certain of what will happen after death?
that they are still alive or after death.
No, who are still alive, but who are certain of what will happen, what
Yeah.
happens after death.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Could you tell more about what happens after death?
After death, what we have is to come back where we come from, and um, but sometimes it's like I said, it's difficult to come back because you need your map. Many people they don't know to use the map. They find too difficult, and they lose the map in the trespass. And this is why we send um, our we send the help to to show them the way. But sometimes they refuse because they are trapped and we can't find them anymore. So we can't find anymore, or we know where they are, and they are imprisoned by other entities, which create like a wall all around them, which can be anything. This wall can be um, a limbo. This wall can be slavery. This wall can be just food for these entities, and we are always working to help them to release them. So we have our squads. We have basically a big, massive organization to try to help them to be free, to make them free. But in order to be free, they need to understand this when they are alive
Mm-hmm.
in the earth.
Where does this knowledge come from?
This knowledge comes from the eternal time, from the beginning, and from the end, which is never stop. Because from the end, when you go to the end, you find another beginning, and you can never stop. It's not. We have only a major understanding what we are, why we are here, what we're doing, but then this is our job. Then is other energy that they have other duties. So every energy do their own duties. So it's like a pyramid. So we are just
Mm-hmm.
part of this pyramid. I can't explain to you how big is this pyramid or how long is this pyramid. But this is us.
Mm.
There's no
Okay.
anybody else in this pyramid. And we are basically in a different duty. And we have all this information and we have to study every energy that has been experienced in the earth, that in earth you can give years, you can give a million years if you want, but for us time is not a number. For a human being it's impossible to understand where our energy began and when it ends, because it's impossible for a human to understand this.
Mm. Interesting. Um, in the pre-death experiences, there are some testimonies of those who have been welcomed by deceased angels or other gods. What does it depend on?
This is the basically is what the human, the dress wants to believe, to be welcome, what he likes, what he loves, and but is always able to recognize, if you will call his people, so with you, which is us. So sometime uh, after the impact of the death body, the energy, which is always part of us, in the beginning they don't recall what it is what is real is, what is its real power, what is the real purpose. So and to make them to remember, we can give allow them to use all the dresses that used in the earth. So it can be the all um, basically what can I say, dressing room of
Mm.
different lives. If in this life been 500 times, so you will going to find the 500 dress, and we're going to choose one of them to remember where it belong, and then he's starting to remember because all the dress he used in the past. So the different bodies are going to reconnect with the other members of the team, of the squad that he is part of. So you can call family, or you can call our race, but we
Mm.
are energy. We don't have a name, exactly a name.
Mm. Okay, thank you. Now I want to ask you something about the things you told before. You have mentioned that at the beginning we were perfect on the earth. Could you describe how did humans live in those times? What did they have that they don't have now?
Always in earth, I mean.
I'm no, I mean, could you please repeat?
You mean what they have before? I mean, in the different ages, in the beginning of the existence in the earth, or
Yes,
before?
yes, in the beginning of the existence of the earth.
Okay. Um, First, we started to create atmosphere. Then we create uh, plants. We create oxygen. We
Mm-hmm.
create water. We
Mm-hmm.
create the soil. We create reproduction with plants, reproduction with the animals, and then we create um, the last experiment was the humans. So and we was always testing humans, which was the best atmosphere or climate for them. So this is why we always change the climate, and why always uh, in the reproduction or human reproduction there be always some addictions. And in the beginning humans they was very weak, very short, and not very strong to live in this planet. And then we had to adjust the climate in order to make easy to the humans to live and to get stronger, to get taller, and to prolong the age. This is
Mm-hmm.
the difference. So we always working. We are always working with the elements that affect the planet. So we have to work with the sun and with the other planets in order that the staticity when is turning moves in the right way in order that the planet can doesn't make any movement that is different,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes if it's a movement is, if you can say, millimetrical from the this perfect synchronization, then is when you have these big earthquakes, you have this change of climate.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Mm-hmm.
say like a hair fall from your head. Only this movement of this single hair of a million hair you have in your head can make an impact
Mm-hmm.
to the planets, and this is why there are the changes. So we try to always to be careful And this is why, because if there will be a major movement, there will be the risk to ruin or to destroy this planet like the others before.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't
But
want to fail.
uh-huh. Okay, but why did we want to live on Earth? What was our purpose to come here to create all those things?
Because we are always creating different um, lives. So some 3, 4, 5 planets we fail,
Mm-hmm.
and we want because we don't have any proper physical body to put our weight basically to create inside of the planet. We need a intelligent body to create. The purpose is to put life. It's like we put a light in a room. It's dark, you can't see anything. So when you put this lamp in this middle of the room, you can see what is around this room and where you can put your furniture. This is what we want to do. And this is what we want to do is because we want to find a way to to survive automatically with every planet. To every planet we need to put a different light, because every different light will connect with other different planets until to connect to another parallel universe, which they are already working like that.
Mm-hmm. But as I understand now, humans are a bit trapped here because we don't have our maps. They're like stolen. Is
I
it
mean,
correct?
I
Mm-hmm.
mean the maps they're always there. They always retake their maps. The map is only they regain their map when they come back in the planet.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is they can't. It's difficult to take him back with all the new roads in this map. That this is the duty to add new roads and new discover the new places that they have to add in the map and give it to us. This is the duty. This is the mission, and this is why sometimes this map they are stolen. But most we just sometimes we are very able and determined to take our map back. What you doing, guys, is what you basically are doing for us, working for us. You are working for me. You are a helper.
Mm-hmm. And what's the most important thing you can recommend to not to lose the map or just to find a way? How people can find a way? What's the core of that?
To spread with your knowledge as many is possible, because the consciousness is awakening, but um, you have to basically it's like you speak with a correct language, and you have to speak and to be understood by the people that you want to go help. You need to awake them, to help them to the awakening, because other forces, other entities are trying to disrupt this awakening, because the darkness is getting lighter and lighter. So
Mhm.
they want learn to live in the light, which is they not this is not the atmosphere. So they are learning how to live in the light, but they are weak. they're weak. This is why they're desperate. Now they are more strong. I mean, they are more risky, or if we can say, without fear. They can do like they can act as a kamikaze in order to get the information to don't disappear, because it's not the human that are disappearing. It's these entities that many of them they're disappearing. They're burning.
Mm-hmm. Could you please go sometime forward and see what's happening on Earth? Are people still living? Are entities still living? How much of Earth is under darkness, and how much of it is aware?
What I see, what we already know is that um, this planet will be completely aware, and even there will be communication with every being in the earth. Plants will going to communicate with humans as normal, and there will be like human agreement with everything that is alive. So there will be a different way to live in this earth. They will going to find a way to don't use pain
Mm.
in order to help each other to survive. It will be like a exchange. There can be nobody basically has to suffer for the gain of the other, and this is where the light has to go to through the blood, through the skin to the lymphatic system, so there will be a more respect for the oxygen, for the water, for who lives in the water, for who lives in the air, for who lives in the air, in the soil, and who lives in the ground, who walks on the ground.
Mm.
So there will be a way for all the beings to to live. It's not calling peace or calling, it's just calling to find like exactly like a puzzle. You're going to find your exactly place without still to the other put the puzzle in the wrong way like they're doing now. So what purpose, you can ask me, is because this for us is just finish a job, and we can finally complete the light in this planet. And
Mm.
then the humans are free even to live. Everybody will be free to live or to stay. Will be not obligations.
Mm. Okay, thank you very much. Now I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and you will come back to this moment. I am talking to you right now. 1. You can feel your body light and full of energy. 2. You feel calm and happy. Now you disconnect from everyone and everything. And 3. You open your eyes.
Buenos días.
Dzień dobry.
Bienvenidos a este primer vídeo de Disclosure en español y polaco.
Bardzo Was serdecznie witamy na tym nowym wideo, które będzie w języku hiszpańskim i polskim na kanale Disclosures.
Vamos a producir mucho más vídeos en futuro como estos vídeos informativos.
W przyszłości stworzymy dużo więcej takich wideo, które będą Was informowały o różnych rzeczach.
Porque estamos notando que cuanto más se va divulgando este trabajo, estas hipnosis por Internet, también cuanto más mala información se está difundiendo.
A to dlatego, że zauważyliśmy, że im więcej wstawiamy sesji z naszymi hipnozami, tym więcej jakby informacji sprzecznych zaczyna się rozprzestrzeniać.
Y entonces hoy vamos a hablar de las sesiones investigativas.
Więc dzisiaj będziemy mówić o sesjach badawczych.
Porque estoy viendo que hay personas que a lo mejor se dedican a una sesión con una persona, se van a algún lugar, preguntan algo y lo poco de información que pueden extraer de una sesión se lo creen como si fuera oro, completamente puro oro.
Bo zauważyłem, że są takie sesje i takie osoby, które robią jedną sesję z jedną osobą na dany temat i kiedy wychodzi tam jakaś informacja, to jest ona odbierana jakby to było rzeczywiście coś niesamowicie wiarygodnego, jakby to było czyste złoto.
Yo os digo que la sesión así dicha investigativa no existe.
Ja chciałbym Wam powiedzieć, że sesja badawcza tak naprawdę nie istnieje.
Entonces podríais como preguntar, entonces cuando haces una sesión a un cliente y preguntas cosas, ¿por qué preguntas?
Więc mógłbyś mi zadać pytanie, więc skoro robisz jakąś sesję z jakąś osobą i zadajesz jej pytania, to właściwie po co je w ogóle zadajesz?
Sí, sabemos que la información en hipnosis está muy, pero de verdad muy contaminada.
My bardzo dobrze wiemy, że informacja, która wychodzi podczas hipnozy jest niezwykle, ale to niezwykle zanieczyszczona.
Y esa información, así como sale de la hipnosis, no podemos tomarla como conocimiento, como investigación.
Więc takiej informacji, która wychodzi podczas sesji hipnozy, nie bierzemy nigdy jako takiej informacji, która jest rzeczywiście bardzo prawdziwa, zgodna z prawdą i oczywista.
En el caso de sesiones a clientes, la información que sacamos nos sirve por otro objetivo. El objetivo es llegar a la causa de su problema y trabajar.
Te informacje, które uzyskujemy podczas sesji dla klientów, służą nam zupełnie do czegoś innego. Celem jest to, żeby znaleźć przyczynę i pracować nad nią.
Pero ¿qué significa que la información está contaminada? ¿Cuánto está contaminada y por qué?
Ale co to właściwie oznacza informacja zanieczyszczona? Kiedy jest zanieczyszczona i dlaczego jest zanieczyszczona?
Hay que saber que cuando nosotros pedimos una información y nos llega a través de una persona en hipnosis, esta información sale de una fuente, para así decirlo, y atraviesa muchas dimensiones, muchas densidades.
Kiedy prosimy o jakąś informację podczas sesji, to ta informacja, powiedzmy to w ten sposób, pochodzi z jakiegoś źródła, ale w międzyczasie przechodzi przez wiele gęstości i wiele wymiarów.
Y también pasa por conciencias, por inteligencias. Esa información viene atrapada en el éter por varios seres.
Ale ta informacja przechodzi też przez wiele umysłów, wiele świadomości, istnieje w eterze i może być przechwycona również przez wiele bytów.
Estos seres, estas inteligencias, pueden voluntariamente o involuntariamente distorsionarla.
I te byty, te istoty lub świadomości mogą ją zniekształcić świadomie lub nieświadomie.
Y además, la persona que está en hipnosis tiene sus creencias, su mentalidad, sus perspectivas, sus opiniones. Esta estructura mental contamina también esta información.
A co więcej, osoba, która jest w stanie hipnozy, ma swoje własne przekonania, swoje własne wartości, wierzenia, swoją własną mentalność i przez tą właśnie strukturę całą mentalną również może dojść do jeszcze kolejnego zanieczyszczenia.
Y además, si nosotros queremos investigar, por ejemplo, una persona o un ser que no tiene ninguna conexión con el ambiente hipnótico donde estamos trabajando, esta persona puede no autorizar la salida de informaciones de sí mismo.
A co więcej, jeśli połączymy się z jakąś istotą, która absolutnie nie należy do tego środowiska hipnotycznego, w którym pracujemy, taka istota może nie zgodzić się na przekazanie informacji.
Si hay interacción, si hay interferencias entre un ser y otro, es posible que circule información por las conexiones, por los pactos.
Jeśli jest jakaś interferencja między dwoma istotami, to wtedy dzięki tym paktom, albo przez te pakty, przez to połączenie, które istnieje, rzeczywiście wychodzą informacje.
Pero si en aquella sesión en concreto ese ser o esa persona se va a cuestionar y no hay ninguna conexión, es muy improbable que llegue una información autorizada.
Ale jeśli zdarza się tak, że łączymy się z istotą, która nie ma z tym nic wspólnego, to jest bardzo mało prawdopodobne, że dostaniemy jakąś informację.
Entonces, imaginemos que queremos investigar sobre un personaje famoso de la historia.
No, na przykład wyobraźmy sobie, że chcielibyśmy otrzymać informację o jakiejś osobie niezwykle znanej, historycznej.
Si no tenemos de alguna manera alguna conexión con los elementos del ambiente hipnótico y esta persona, aunque no esté conectada, no autoriza esta información, pues no llega.
Więc jeśli wyobrazimy sobie, że ta osoba nie jest w żaden sposób połączona z tym środowiskiem hipnotycznym, w którym pracujemy, może się tak zdarzyć, że absolutnie nie zezwoli na żadne przekazywanie informacji na swój temat.
Y cuando pasa esto, hay siempre o casi siempre alguna entidad que se aprovecha de la situación.
I kiedy to się dzieje, zazwyczaj pojawia się jakiś byt, który wykorzystuje tę sytuację.
Se puede presentar con la supuesta identidad de la persona o del ser que estamos buscando, o puede de todas formas modificar o inventar una información por su cuenta, por su personal ventaja.
Może zrobić dwie rzeczy. Albo przyjąć, zidentyfikować się z osobą, o której chcemy zrobić tę sesję, przyjąć jej tożsamość, albo zmienić informacje, które chcielibyśmy otrzymać, tak aby to działało na jej korzyść.
Nosotros en sesión a clientes podemos trabajar porque el cliente nos autoriza a trabajar en él en su sesión.
Podczas sesji dla klientów możemy pracować nad takimi informacjami, bo otrzymujemy zgodę na informacje właśnie dzięki temu klientowi.
Y podemos trabajar con sus seres queridos, por ejemplo, o con los seres que interfieren con ella, propio porque hay estas conexiones.
I możemy pracować na przykład z istotami, które kocha ta dana osoba, lub z bytami, które w nią ingerują, właśnie przez to połączenie, które tam istnieje.
Entonces, hay una gran diferencia entre la sesión a un cliente para solucionar sus problemas y hacer sesiones para investigar.
Dlatego istnieje taka duża różnica między sesjami, które robimy dla klientów, aby rozwiązać ich problemy, i między sesjami takimi poszukiwawczymi, badawczymi.
Por eso digo que no existe una sesión investigativa.
I dlatego właśnie Wam mówię, że nie istnieje coś takiego jak sesja badawcza.
Lo que existe es un protocolo de sesiones de investigación.
To, co istnieje, to pewien protokół sesji badawczych.
Hay que seguir un protocolo y hay que ejecutar una serie de sesiones y con personas diferentes.
Więc trzeba zawsze śledzić ten sam protokół, a jednocześnie wykonać wiele sesji z różnymi osobami.
El protocolo tiene que ser único, unívoco, porque hay que preguntar en un tema las mismas preguntas para ir en la misma dirección.
Ten protokół powinien być zawsze taki sam, ponieważ należy zadawać takie same pytania, tak aby iść zawsze w tym samym kierunku.
Cuanto más está restringido ese espacio de investigación, cuanto más podemos tener más probabilidad de tener buena información.
Im bardziej zawężamy obszar naszych poszukiwań, tym bardziej prawdopodobne będzie, że otrzymamy dobre informacje.
Sí, podemos también aumentar ese espacio, pero tenemos que aumentar proporcionalmente el número de sesiones por hacer.
Możemy oczywiście rozszerzyć ten obszar, ale wtedy będziemy zmuszeni również rozszerzyć ilość tych sesji.
Luego, cuando tenemos una grande serie de sesiones, pero estamos hablando de centenas o hasta de millares de sesiones,
I wtedy mówimy o olbrzymiej liczbie sesji, od setki po tysiące.
tenemos que recoger toda aquella información que es común a todas o a casi todas estas sesiones hechas.
I wtedy musimy pozbierać te informacje, które są wspólne dla wszystkich bądź prawie wszystkich tych sesji.
Esta información común vais a ver que es un porcentaje muy pequeño con respecto a la totalidad de la información.
I zobaczycie, że ta informacja wspólna będzie naprawdę niewielkim odsetkiem tych informacji, które się tam pojawią.
Son pepitas de oro.
To są takie malutkie ziarenka.
Es como si nosotros vamos a un río, vamos a coger este filtro, vamos a coger muchísima arena para recoger solo muy pocas pepitillas de oro.
I można to przyrównać do poszukiwania złota, kiedy filtruje się dno rzeki, zbiera się mnóstwo piasku, a na koniec pojawiają się maleńkie ziarenka złota.
Esa sí que es información de oro.
I to jest właśnie ta informacja złota.
Si hoy podemos decir que hay seres que interfieren bastante con el ser humano y que tienen formas de animales reptiles o de animales a forma de insectos, etc., es porque todo esto sale desde que se empezaron las sesiones de hipnosis y hay muchísimas, millares y millares con esta información común.
I jeśli dzisiaj możemy powiedzieć, że są ingerencje, które przybierają formy albo reptilii, albo jakichś insektów, to dlatego, że takie informacje wychodzą od początku naszych sesji hipnotycznych i są wspólne i jest ich tysiące.
Pero si yo digo que en la ciudad de Nueva York, en el 1452, en aquel punto, había una casa que vivía un viejo que se llamaba Tom, pues solo en aquella sesión ha salido y cuanto más contaminada puede ser, no lo va a saber nadie.
Ale jeśli chciałbym powiedzieć, przekazać taką informację, że w Nowym Jorku w 1452 roku stał taki a taki dom, w którym mieszkał taki a taki starszy pan o imieniu Tom, to nie mam pojęcia, jak bardzo zanieczyszczona będzie ta informacja.
Así entonces se hace investigación. Es un trabajo muy largo, muy duro y tiene que ser hecho con un protocolo riguroso y severo.
A więc właśnie w taki sposób należy robić sesje badawcze. Jest to proces bardzo długi, ciężki i który wymaga bardzo restrykcyjnego protokołu.
Y entonces por esto que nosotros ya vamos a empezar a hacer ciclos de investigación.
I właśnie dlatego zaczniemy teraz robić takie cykle badawcze.
La estructura del team, que cada vez va creciendo siempre más, y el número de clientes que cada día contactan con nosotros, nos permiten organizar estos ciclos de investigación.
I ponieważ struktura naszego zespołu cały czas się powiększa, a także liczba klientów, którzy kontaktują się z nami każdego dnia, te czynniki pozwalają nam na to, żebyśmy zrobili taki cykl badawczy.
Creo que ya he dicho todo, o casi todo. Cualquier pregunta podéis escribirla en los comentarios del vídeo o donde sea publicado el vídeo.
Myślę, że powiedziałem wszystko, bądź prawie wszystko, a jeśli macie jakieś pytania, to proszę zadajcie je pod tym wideo.
Gracias por vuestra atención.
Dziękujemy za waszą uwagę.
Y gracias a ti, Milena.
Gracias a ti, Kalo. Dziękujemy.
Chao.
Ciao.